Yes, 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 guys. It's the return. My voice is back. I'm feeling much better. Still kind of shitty, but much better. But as usual, I'm here with my co-host Colby. Colby, man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad your voice is back. My one shot at the intro last week, and I blew it. I blew it.
No, it wasn't that bad. You did okay. You just can't do it like me. It's a me thing.
Yeah.
It's not a you thing.
Is this episode 40? Did we finally hit the big 40?
Wow. We are over the hill. The podcast only gets worse than it has ever been from now on.
Heck yeah.
Wow, man. 40 episodes. Who would have thought?
Yeah, not me.
All right, Colby. So we're going to get into this today. You finally got something new. This boot, okay, before we show the people, this is a grail for you. You've had the grail before. You gave the grail away, and then you've been on the search. I found the grail for you.
Right.
It took a lot of convincing from me and your wife, like 3 days worth, but you did it. You pulled the trigger. You bought some full price boots. I'm so proud of you. Proud dad moment.
Right.
Show the people what you got.
Tiempo Legend 8s.
Oof.
Yep. Launch colorway from 2019. Yeah, dude. So with every boot I get, I basically just like wear them out. Until they either break or I will sell them like halfway through just to kind of like recoup some money, and then I'll buy something new. So I remember with the 7s, got them, sold them to my buddy, ended up getting some 8s. I had the white green ones, and I gave him the same guy actually, which is kind of funny. He still has them. I asked him if he had them, but he needs them to play. Yeah, and it's just like you go on and go on and go on, and you like 5 years go by, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's
I shouldn't
crazy,
have sold
bro.
them. Yeah. So it's nice, dude. Like,
it's crazy to think that boot literally, like you just said, is 5 years old. That boot feels like it still was around like last year.
I know, it's so weird, right? And it's nuts because I remember with the Tiempo Legend 8, like the biggest complaint, I made a video of this, you can go look on Instagram or my YouTube channel, on how people didn't like this boot because of the quad fit and like this Flyknit tunnel, and it's such a comfortable boot. And people were like, oh, it's not a Tiempo, there's too many layers between the boot and like the touch on your foot. And I think it almost gave Nike a reason to, I don't want to say stop innovating, but kind of just go in a different direction with their innovation, right? Because the Tiempo Legend 9 was a much more scaled down boot. You had the foam pods at the toe on the medial side. It was more traditional, but still kind of had some really good lockdown, some really good responsiveness. Not as good as this responsiveness because freaking quad fit is awesome.
Yeah.
But I almost wonder if whenever people rejected this boot and said, no, it's too much, I think it may have just given Nike a pass to say, like, all right, well, if you guys don't want it, then we're just going to stop including things that, I don't want to say quality, but it just basically gave them a pass on, like, the technology and, like, innovation that they could put on a Tiempo. And they just said, you know what, forget it. And that's kind of where we are now with the 10, where it's literally just a synthetic upper and some knit and some lockdown, and like that's it.
Yeah.
And how much more expensive do you think it is to make something like this than it is to make the Tiempo Legend 10?
Probably not much. Maybe material costs in the long run. That's probably it.
Yeah, but this just feels like so much higher quality to me.
Yeah. I mean, it looks better. Honestly, it looks better than the 10.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I think the thing that's crazy is like, so if you go from like the 1 through the, I would say arguably the 5. They're all kind of like just like slower innovations. It's like, oh, we upped the stitching. Oh, we made the fit a little better. We changed this. And I think from the 5 to the 6, it kind of had some leaps. And then from the 6 to the 7, it had some leaps.
Yeah.
7 to 8 is a little bit more innovation. And I feel like the problem with the 8, and we've talked about this, is it's just an overbuilt boot.
Right.
You know what I mean? To me, it's like kind of like the same thing. If like, let's say you from your drive to work to your house, like you had to make this drive every day, is like 2 minutes, right? It's just literally right down the street, and you're like, I bought a Bugatti for that. You're just like, it's just so much car for that drive.
Right.
And so I think that was the issue that Nike ran into, is that it's a great boot. I love the 8 too. I know Footloose boots love the 8. I know a lot of people love the 8, but I think it was just so much boot that people are like, I don't really like I don't need this. This isn't what I want from my leather, heritage boot. So Nike kind of does what a lot of companies do, where they swing so hard the other way, and then we got like the 9, which is pretty bare bones overall. I think we can both agree. You've worn them, I've worn them, and then I think people like the 9. They're like, okay, this is cool, but I don't think the 9 like blew numbers out of the water, especially after COVID kind of settled down. So then I think Nike was like, well, look, they don't like the leather innovation, they don't like the toned down leather, so let's just get rid of leather. And it's like, no, that's not what we're saying.
Right, and honestly, like this boot to me is better fitting than the 9 because it expands, because the leather's so free and the quad fit is like the main thing that surrounds your foot. With the 9, it had a predetermined shape that you could kind of expand a little bit, but you're still not getting as much give as something like this, where it's just like, yeah, this is essentially my foot shape. There's no seams in the leather.
Yeah.
So it's just a more comfortable fit overall, and yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with the 11. I'm assuming it's going to be just like a wider 10 that's possibly softer on the synthetic leather.
Yeah.
Is what I would guess it's going to be. But whenever you were convincing me to get this boot, and I finally got this boot, it's almost scary to actually wear this because I know they're never going to make another one of these again.
Yeah.
And it's just perfectly brand new and so gorgeous. I don't want to destroy it.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Never really felt like that before.
See, now you start to get where I am, and even now, like that we talked about it, you're like, oh yeah, I bought another pair of Legend 8s because like I'm gonna wear the crap out of these ones, and it's so funny because I've told you I'm the same way. Like the only reason I wear my white Absolute Pred remakes is because I have another pair of white Absolute remakes because I knew they were never gonna make them again. So it's like I can't destroy this beautiful work of art unless I have a spare work of art that's just as beautiful.
Exactly.
In a box, safe, put away.
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, yeah, I did buy another pair of Legend 8. Those were used. The ones I'm buying are used, but I'm going to beat those to hell, and then after that, I will feel more comfortable going back to these.
Yeah, and then you also, your mom found some Legend Force?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your mom found some Legend Force.
I knew they were there because my brother had borrowed them for a little while. And he was like, he lived at her house. He's younger than me. He's like 7 years younger than me. So he lived there for a bit. And I was like, oh, no, dude, they're there. They're there. And I was convinced my mom threw them away, but she found them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they need some work. They definitely need some work.
Yeah.
But we'll find you a cobbler to fix those.
Yeah. I think it would be cool to kind of learn how to fix them on my own if that's possible and do like a time-lapse video.
Don't do that.
Don't screw them up.
No. They're still good boots. They're still good. Yeah, just pay to get a cobbler to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's it's even like with a car. Like if you want to change your oil, like that's cool, no problem. But like there's certain things on a car, I'm just like, just pay somebody to do that.
Justin, you're only allowed one car reference per pod episode. You already hit 2.
I'm sorry. It's so many car problems. Okay, cool. Well, and then because of that, you love the 8. You found your 4s. Now you've also are doing like every generation of Tiempo right now. You're looking for it?
I don't know. I got really excited when I got the 8s and my mom found the 4s. So I've been kind of going back and saying like, do I want to go through the process of trying to get every Legend back essentially?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all out there and they're not super expensive. Like obviously like if you want to pay for like, more rare kinds, like what do they do with the Legend 7? They made like a Ronaldinho version of that where it had like the fold over tongue. Like those are never going to go down from like $500-$600. So I'm absolutely not paying for those. But I've seen like some reasonable prices on 2s and 3s. I have a pair of 5s coming. Those have the HG sole plate. So I am kind of getting excited. And I think I've told you this off pod, but wasn't a fan of the Legend 6. I didn't have that. It wasn't like...
It's so good. It's so good.
I hate the way they look. I had the turf version of them, and I did not like the way they fit, so I sent them back.
The 6 is such a good Legend. The only problem with it is it will sole separate so fast. Yes. I don't know. It's kind of like the Hypervenom Phantom 1. Whatever Nike was doing at that time, that boot just is like, pop. Especially with the age now. So if you get them, which you should, just be wary of that.
Dude, you know what's weird about Nike is I feel like they went from this process of making like these really like this is a great. I love the 7/8 sole plate, and they put this one on the Montebaluna as well.
Yeah.
And now, did you watch the most recent episode of the Football Boot Hour? James had a Tiempo Legend 10 Pro
Oh,
and he just
yeah.
like folded it up into a ball, and I'm like,
did.
what is going on with Nike sole plates right now, dude?
Yeah.
It's
Those takedowns, man, they cheap out.
right. But you're still paying like what, like 150? I mean, full
Yeah.
retail. If you're not getting them
Yeah.
on sale, it's just like you should not be able to do that.
And the crazy thing to me, though, like, okay, obviously you gotta wait for sales and stuff like that. You can't get them when they're brand new. But like, there's plenty of places where you could find a Tiempo Legend 10 Elite for like 160,
Right.
maybe 180 at the most. So it's just like, would you rather like pay that little bit extra and actually have like a good quality boot over
Yeah.
like something? Because
absolutely.
like when James folded those pros, it looked like a knockoff boot. You know
Right.
how, like, Josh is always like, oh, yeah, this is a fake boot, and he always just does that. That's exactly what that Tiempo Legend Pro looked like to me.
Dude, and that's hilarious because my 3-year-old just started playing soccer. It's like a little kid soccer where they just run around. And I got him like the Velcro Tiempo 10s that are blue.
Yeah.
And you can do that with like little toddler boots. You can just like, fold them up and hold them. I'm like, this is so cheap, but you only need it for like one season before your foot grows.
Oh, yeah, if that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So, what news did we have come out this week? We saw Adidas released the, what is it called? Vivid Horizon.
Vivid Horizon pack. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we've kind of talked about it before, but we've actually seen them like actual pictures on feet, videos on feet. What do you think?
Ooh, that Predator colorway, man. What is it like? Is it like a gunmetal and a pink? Is that what you consider that?
It's like
a silvery,
gunmetal, but it's like kind of bronzy at the same time.
Right. That is arguably one of the best Predator colorways we've seen in this generation. Like
so
outside
far,
of
yes.
outside of the Pearlized that I had, that's my favorite one. But you have to get the FT model. Like you have to.
Yeah. I like that one. Obviously, I liked the Euro. What was it? The Advancement Pack.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 30s. I like the 30s too.
Right.
And I'm not counting like special ones like Trents. Trents
right.
are
Yeah,
class.
the ones that like the general population can't get. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of general release, and what's crazy? This is to me one of the best looking Predator FTs, and I just checked before we came on the podcast. You can still get them on Adidas.com.
Mm-hmm.
All the major retailers, like they still have almost every size available.
Yeah, well, we're so deep into this Predator generation now,
Mm-hmm.
and we've already know what the next gen Preds look like based off the whiteout pair that we've seen on some pros. And on top of that, like there was no F50 came out like 2 months ago, so I feel like that's kind of split some sales as well.
Yeah, for sure. Now, speaking of the F50, I love the F50 Plus. That red with the black.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh, that thing's sexy. That is a sexy looking.
it is pretty cool. But you know what I'm doing with the pluses? This.
Yeah, I know.
I don't see them.
It hurts me because I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm so tempted. I was like, no,
No.
they were booty cheeks. They were booty
Yeah.
cheeks. Don't buy them. Don't buy them for full retail. And then actually, I think the Copa looks super good too. It kind of has more of a purple tinge than black because I think that's the color. Oh no, Colby. No.
Just let's just get to the next generation of Copa. All right.
For sure.
Just like take it off the board.
Yeah, but it's in some ways it's good that the Predator fatigue has set in now because this is arguably one of the best colorways, and a lot of people want this colorway, and people can actually get this colorway.
Yes.
So that makes me very happy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. I go back, like some days I want it, some days I don't. I'm like, I shouldn't spend the money, but part of me is like, you have enough FTs, just wait for the next gen because
Right.
you're gonna want to buy the next gen.
I'm gonna have to hold you back on that. You're gonna have to wait.
You might have to. I might have to stick with my Euros and my Roteros, and like that's it.
Yeah. No more. No
No
more.
more. Okay, so we saw those. Those look phenomenal. I don't know if you saw my story, but I got pictures of an unreleased pack coming up from New Balance. It's a yellow
Yes, I did.
Furon with like a blue and white gradient in, and then it's a blue Tequila with a yellow white gradient in. What did you think?
I thought they're not my cup of tea. I'm just like I like base white models. Like
Yeah.
I like the Endrix, the ones before this generation where it's like the
high
pink
vis.
in. Yes, dude. It's Sterling, and weirdly an Arsenal kit was wearing those. He looks weird in Arsenal kit, dude. It's gonna take me a second to get used to that.
Do you know that him and Nicholas Anelka are the only players who played for Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
Did you see my story? Because that's what I posted about. I said this guy's picking up PL clubs like Anelka. Because that was the first player I thought. I was like, that's so weird. He's gone through like every single top tier. Because he started at Liverpool at like 17. Like I want to say we got him from.
And I think he went to City at what, 21?
QPR? Did we get him QPR? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said, did he go to City at like 21? He was 21 years old.
He was young. Yeah, that was 2015. He had to be 21 because he was at Liverpool for like 5 years, but he was like 17. So it might have been 23.
Okay.
And then like he's still not even 30 yet, I don't think.
No, he's old for 30.
He might be like a 90
right at 30.
He might be a 94 birthday and like he'll be turning 30.
The problem with Sterling is he's young, but he has miles on his legs.
Right.
So that's why he's just so wore out.
Yeah, he's got that Theo Walcott thing going on where he's just been in the league for so long, and he just retired. And you think he was like super old, but he's only like 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, so you like base white boots. Well, what do you think about this pack? I don't know the official name of it.
Yeah, I don't know as well. But I am kind of, I don't want to say, I'm a little fatigued on New Balance, and I want them to get to the Furon V8, and I want them to get to the Tequila V5. Like, I'm kind of tired of seeing new colorways. Let's just go ahead and turn the page and see what they have.
Yeah. For me, the Tequila is not my cup of tea. That's like a blue I don't like. It's just too blue for me. I actually really like the Furon, but I was actually talking to Chris Pottle this morning, I think, our time, and Chris was like sending me a couple pictures, and he said the only problem that he has with these two colorways is they look like recycled colorways. Like New Balance has done that blue, they did an orange in before on a Tequila. Yeah. The yellow is kind of what they use on the Sadio Mane boot. So he's like, Chris was kind of where you are. He's like, I like that New Balance isn't going crazy. They're doing their own colors. You know, they're not doing white like everybody else or blue like everybody else. He's like, but he was like, we've already kind of seen these colors. Yeah. We've seen these boots. Like, it's time. We kind of gotta move.
It's called pulling a Puma. You can't do that. You can't, That's Puma's signature move, dude. You can't steal what they do.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about Puma. They have the new Neymar, double Neymar boots, the blue and gold, and then.
Oh, did I miss those?
The blue and blue.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't get behind this power tape over the laces thing. I just no. Turn the page on that too.
Yeah. Not the biggest fan. Not for me.
Yeah, and we just even talked about this like a couple podcasts ago. Like, is Neymar even playing consistently right now? Can he even wear the boots that how many boots has this guy had that he hasn't worn? There's got to be it's got to be close to I don't know. It's got to be over 5.
Well, and I also don't want to sound like rude. This is going to come off very rude, and I know it is. But it's like Ronaldo's already kind of on that, like, he plays in Saudi Arabia, so it's kind of like, nah, I don't really care. You know, he's kind of old. He's washed, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But at least he still does stuff with Portugal, so he stays pretty relevant. But it's like, with Neymar, I'm like, honestly, who cares? Like, who cares what Neymar's doing?
Right.
Who cares what Neymar's wearing? Like, I don't think he plays with Brazil anymore.
No. I don't think he's playing currently right now, but I bet you they pull him back into the squad like they did with Messi in Argentina.
But yeah, it's just kind of like, who cares?
Nah, nobody right now. Nobody.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Until he goes to Inter Miami and joins all of his buddies. Won't care.
God.
That'll be quite the reunion.
MSN.
Iniesta's there. Yeah.
Oh, God.
It'll be nice.
Okay, so we got that. Anything else that you've seen that's worthy of talking about? Did you send back the Puma Kings? I meant to ask you.
Yeah, I sent those back. Those were terrible.
There we go.
God awful.
So I'd love to hear.
I have a few more news stories. Okay. The Nike Mercurial Cosmic Speed.
Oh yes.
Super shiny. Our buddy Substance Football actually did a whole video on it, and like
he's done like 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to have it because sometimes you're like, how do they even do that? Like, how do they even make it like shine like that? I think there's an upcharge for them. So like here, instead of being what are Merc stuff for, like $260, $270, I think they're $300.
Yeah, they're close. I know they're close. Okay, here's what I'll say about it. Clearly, these are just Dream Speed 2.0. Like, you know what I mean? It's carrying on the same torch, kind of the same thing. The only thing that these remind me of is the year Modric won the Ballon d'Or. Do you remember the unreleased pair of Vapors that he was supposed to get?
No.
They're like, they have this same, they're like a silveryish white, and they have like that same green, yellow, shiny kind of material.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like instantly what came to my mind. And again, this is one of those moments.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Where you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, greenish, like yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the issue that I'm having though, because those boots came out in what, 2019 maybe? Was it around there? No, it was later than that.
Let's see. Bondor. That would have had to be 2018.
Okay. So they clearly have done that kind of shiny effect before. Now, they didn't release it to the public. You know, we saw the images of it, whatever. But the problem I'm having right now is Nike is claiming like, oh, we figured out how to do this new tech on this boot, and that's what these are. Like, this is something never been seen or never been done. It's like, no, we have seen it before because you did it.
Yeah.
With the same colors.
You just have to wait long enough to where people forget about it, except for like boot nerds like yourself, who's like, wait a minute, I've seen this before.
Yeah, like I was looking at it, I was like, and that's why everybody was like, oh, and you know, I do think they look classy, like way too flashy for me, way too out there for me. But I was like, yeah, these are cool. I do like these. And I'm looking, I'm like, these look a lot like those Modric boots. And then I looked at the Modric boots, I was like, yeah, these pretty much are those Modric boots.
Yeah, they're not my cup of tea. There's too much going on. It's a dark colorway. Like it just isn't. It isn't. Even if they made it in a white base and it was like pearly, I think it'd still be too much. I just can't.
Yeah.
There's too much going on.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm waiting to see like the sticker, like this upper is coated with something. Playing on it will make it wear out, and it's just gonna turn into like a black boot.
That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. Like you pay $300, and after like 2 wears, it's black again. It's like, why did I pay for these?
I remember that's how I had the Ronaldo Superfly 4s, the silverware that were like the shiny sparkle silver.
Yeah.
And if you wore those enough, and eventually all the sparkle came off, they just turned back into that black colorway.
That's hilarious.
It was the same exact. I was like, oh god.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, it would be a nice boot to sit on your shelf, I guess, and have like some lights on it. But I don't know anybody that's actually going to do that.
Yeah. And I don't know too many people that are highly seeking this one. You know. So we'll see, but. Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it. Hopefully they didn't make too many. I think they only made them in the Elite model, which, like, good.
Yeah, for sure.
One more news story, Justin, before we move on to our main topic, is Messi has collaborated with Bad Bunny. And I don't think I could tell you any Bad Bunny song because I'm a dinosaur. But, they're... What do you think of these boots?
Okay, first off, I'm old. But I at least knew he was a rapper, and I couldn't tell you the songs because they're in Spanish, but my wife and my oldest son love him. So moving on from that, I think they are god-awful. They look terrible, bro. Like, they're brown. What is that?
They're brown, but the design on top is pretty cool. Like, I like how... I like how it's white. I like how there's a cool pattern on there. I like how like some of the stripes are blue, some of the stripes are white. Like I don't know, man. I've got this equation down. If you hate something, I love it. If I love something, you hate it.
Yeah.
So you should have known.
Because you have bad taste, and we know
one of us has bad taste.
I have good taste. If you go back and watch our Franken boot, my boots were epic.
They were epically.
They were horrible.
Gaudy.
We need to redo that episode because I've watched it so many times and I'm like, God, what was I thinking?
We could do it. We could do it. Yeah, I mean, I actually like. You know what these reminded me of, which is kind of funny. Do you remember playing FIFA back? Because I don't know if they still do this. They probably have modernized the boots. When you played FIFA back in the day, like 2010, 2011, you would have like what was it? The World 11, or like you'd go Rest of World 11. It'd be all these legends.
Yeah,
and they'd have like these old school uniforms, and all their boots would be like these brown looking like clog boots.
Yes,
and that's what this pair reminds me of.
You know what this boot reminds me of? Somebody was like trying to come up with this, and they looked over and saw a pair of Birkenstocks, and they were like, "Yes,
yes,"
and that was like their design. Dude, this boot is awful, dude. It's so bad. And
well, maybe
I'm not a Messi fanboy. I would say I'm probably a pretty heavy Messi hater.
You are a pretty big Messi hater.
But I genuinely feel bad that arguably one of the 2 greatest players of all times has nonstop, horrible looking boots all the time. Like, I'm sure he could care less. But some of his colorways, and I just look at Adidas and their designers. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
This is your goat right here. Like, this is your cash cow.
Yeah, and they're terrible.
That is so funny.
And it's like crazy because some of the ones he has that are good, I tend to really, really like. Like, you know which pair of his I was a big fan of? In the last generation, it was the Crazy Fast generation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He had those, I think they were called like Welcome to Miami, and they were like that tealish blue with the pink accents. Very like Miami Vice, 1980s looking.
This is when they gave him a signature colorway like every month. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see?
These blue ones? You like these blue ones?
They're like the teal. They're like kind of like this blue. Like a little bit darker.
Yeah. Yeah, that one kind of got lost in the mix of like the white, blue, golds or whatever.
That was a good one too.
After the World Cup, he got so many boots. It was hard to keep track of after a while. I think I'm going to buy these boots just to piss you off. So I can show them on the show.
If you do the Bad Bunny ones, I guarantee you that's going to be like a StockX, like super worth a lot of money ones.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, man. Now I've got to get them.
That's one of those weird collabs that like other people buy that we don't fucking understand why they're spending that much money.
I cannot tell you. I'm looking at them right now. I think one pair of laces are different than the other pair of laces. There's like one white laces and one brown laces.
See?
I don't know about that.
See?
I don't know about that.
Doo-doo butter boots.
That's weird. Why would you do that? I would have to buy my own white laces for these boots.
They might have like, a lot of Adidas boots tend to come with two laces, so maybe they're just showing you like, hey, you get both of these, because we've only seen like leaked images.
Yeah, I can't explain it though. I really like these. Why do I like these so much?
Because you have bad taste. I keep saying that.
Oh man, I need to go to a doctor.
You need
to. Fixed. This is a problem. This is a real problem.
You need to go get your eyes checked. I'm worried about you. And you're driving.
Driving again, dude. Stop it. Stop with your car references. This ain't the car show. Speaking of our tastes and colorways, Justin, today, very special episode. Right? Yeah. What are we going to do?
We're going to do top 5 colorways of all time. So I sent you this because I was like, man, like we've been hitting the news hard. I want to do a like kind of a chill, more fun episode. It's been a while since we've done those. I think top 5 lists are good. They're easy. And the only caveat I gave you was you have to pick top 5, and you could only pick one colorway from the whole silo. Right. So from Mercurial 1 to Mercurial 16, you can only pick one Mercurial colorway, and then you were out of Mercurials. So that was kind of the caveat, because I just, like, I knew if we did it, we were going to be full of, like, Mercs or Tiempos or fucking Preds. Like, that's it. And I didn't want that. So, Colby, start me off. What is
my
your
number
jersey
5
pick? No,
your jersey pick. Jersey pick.
Ooh, see? I came at you with a sidewinder. You weren't even ready. Give the people your jersey.
All right, my jersey pick for this episode is recent. It is the Barcelona 23-24 third kit. It's like that blue, like that light blue that have like the red and blue blended all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I love this one. One of my buddies bought this. Actually, he's a big Barcelona fan. After I showed it, he was like, "Oh, I didn't even know about this," and he was wearing it the next time I saw him, which is pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
nice. My pick was we're going to talk about taste again. Is the 2020-2021 Man United kit, but the third kit, which is the zebra kit.
Oh, yeah, I know which one this is.
Yeah, the black and white. It's got like the weird zebra pattern. It has like the red and white logos, red letters on the back. Horrible Chevy sponsor. I have that one in Marcus Rashford.
Oh, I don't think I realized that it was two different
it's like
lines.
Split,
okay. Yeah. Now I don't know. I don't know.
I just love that jersey. And that's one of the few jerseys that my wife, because she gives me crap she gives me crap every year. She's like, why are you buying another United? They're just red. They're all the same. I'm like, no, they're not. But that kit, she's like, oh, I like that kit. Like, it's different. It looks different. I really like that kit.
Nice.
So,
wife approved.
So, yeah. So, that's my jersey. That's your jersey. Now start me off, Colby, with number 5. What is your number 5 boot?
All right. I think 3 of these you're going to agree with, and 2 you're going to be like, and I think this is one of the ones.
Okay.
I went with the Puma Future Z, first generation of the Copa America Neymar signature colorway. That was the Brazilian colorway. It had white, it had a
yellow band,
and then it had like the blue on the front. That's a cool colorway, dude. I was conflicted. I almost got that one. It was really cool.
See, you got such weird. Wait. Is this the one that's all white with the yellow band and it says like future in like green and blue?
There were two similars. So there was one when he first went over, and that was like the initial signature release launch, and that was like it was more of a whiteout with the yellow band.
Okay.
And it was kind of hard to see the future, but it wasn't Brazilian style. This was a little bit later, I think that same year, for the Copa America, and it was more Brazilian style. Like it had some blue in it, but it was a white base, yellow band, and then on the bottom it had like this really cool like pattern of yellow and blue for Brazil.
I have to see. I don't remember those like at all. The only one I can think of is the white with the yellow band, and it says like future in like greenish blue.
Yeah, it's similar. So it's Copa America 2021. Yeah, Neymar.
Okay, cool. That's a really interesting shout. I was never gonna figure for you to pick up.
I had to give you a few. Yeah,
especially at 1.1.
Yeah, dude, that was.
Yeah, that's a really out there boot.
Cool
nice
colorway.
Choice.
Thank you.
Not for me. My number 5 is actually Puma as well, and I went with the Puma Evo Power 1.2 in the Dragon colorway. So shiny like chromish red upper, then the back heel is like this greenish dragon scales look. It had white elements on top.
Oh, that is cool.
I just thought it's a super cool boot. It's got like a weird like jade green.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the color jade. It's like a jade green sole plate. And for the Evo Power 2 1.2, which is kind of an ugly boot, I just think that colorway went super well.
Yeah, it is pretty sick. They did more of these, right? Like they have
a Evo Speed, which is more dragon-ish.
Okay, so this is Evo Power, and it's got like it's majority red, and the Evo Speed had like a more white base with red, and kind of like the similar thing. Yeah, this is cool, man.
And the Evo Speed has like the dragon going through it. So that was my shout.
All right, I'll approve that. That's a pretty cool pick. It's a pretty cool pick.
Thank you very much. I tried.
All right, my backup.
Go ahead.
All right, man. Speaking of like this red colorway, I went with the Total 93 red white from 2004. So it's just like kind of that classic like red with the white at the toe box, and it has like the big 90 there. And in 2004, I had the takedowns of like the black and silver, and because my parents didn't buy me like cool boots back then.
Okay.
But I saw some kids that had like the legit like top end ones, like the navy ones, and the red one. The red ones look so good, man.
So you are you doing the ones that are primarily white with the red on the inside, or the ones that are primarily red with the white on the inside?
Red on the inside. Red on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah,
those are very Paul Scholes. I remember Scholes wearing those a lot.
Yeah, those are fantastic color. Like
that was such a good boot.
Such a well designed boot. That's a burrito tongue I can get behind. You know, like because it. Yeah, it was just. I think those were ahead of its time. Those were such good boots.
Yeah, those are good. Well, you have the chance to get them in a lifestyle shoe pretty soon.
I probably will.
So
especially if it's a turf, dude. I'm gonna rock those indoor if they're a turf model. I'm excited.
We'll see. Okay, so my number 4, it's kind of low in the grand scheme just because it's one of my favorites, but I like the other ones that I picked above it just that much more. But it's the T90 Laser 4 Euro Clashback.
Oh.
Front half white, back half lime green, black swoosh.
Heck yeah, man.
See-through elements, rubber elements on it. Mm-hmm. That boot is class.
That is so class, dude. That's like a Rooney, Torres, like that is.
I always think of Torres,
I love that generation.
Chelsea jersey. Oh, I love that boot.
Love that, man.
That was such a banger. Sub has a pair, and he'll put a video out with them every once in a while. I'm just like, it hit me in the heart. It's a banger.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a great pick.
Thanks,
I kind of
man.
want to steal that pick, but I won't.
That's a good one.
I already used my Total 90 pick already.
Yeah, you did.
Man, that's a good pick.
Thank you. All right, go ahead and give me your number 3. I want to hear your number 3.
All right, number 3 is the Adidas Adizero F50 Battle Pack from 2014, which had a remake, last year?
The black and white ones?
Heck yeah, dog.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Out of all the 2014 colorways, you were that one.
It looks so good. Like, that remake that came out looks so good. I didn't have these boots. Like, this is...
Oh, Colby.
I love this colorway.
I am so sad right now. See? 2014 has such bangers, and you picked the battle
You know what's
pack.
so funny is Andrew was working retail, Lockhart, and he was like, these are kind of like looked back on as like a really good boot, like a really good pack, but he was like, at the time they sold terribly.
Yes,
like, nobody wanted these boots, like
dude,
anybody.
The battle pack was so bad,
dude. I like it. I'm sorry.
My buddy Johnny, he had a massive foot. He had like a size 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before he passed away, he gave me a whole bunch of boots, and he's like, sell them, do something with them. So I was like, okay. So he had a pair of 11 Pro 2s in the battle pack, brand new, in box. I barely got rid of them. And I had to trade them to somebody for like a discount on another boot. That's how unwanted those boots are.
Maybe that's why they went with like the pink blue. Like they were like, oh, we're gonna remake the battle pack, but they didn't do it like this year. I mean, the ones this year, but they didn't do the black white.
Yeah, I remember the pink blue was super popular because like Madrid, it went with the Madrid jersey. There was when they had the pink jersey, so like Bale, Benzema, Marcelo, James Rodriguez, they were all wearing that boot, and I remember that specific colorway, and I hated it back then too.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Dude, battle pack, what a random left field shout, Colby. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I told you there were two. I thought it was gonna be the futures and those. I knew that. I knew it.
Yeah, I do not agree. Okay, my number 3, Adidas Predator Pulse. And I went with the David Beckham Dragon pair.
Oh,
so
nice.
They're all silver. They have like a dragon going through the side. They're like a chrome silver too.
Yes.
I mean, I think once you upload this, I know you're gonna put pictures of all the boots and everything. And like, I think that these boots just speak for themselves, and they're so David Beckham.
They are. Yeah, I remember like the David Beckham logo on the tongue. Like that's just so class, bro.
Just like chrome on silver. And it's just such a good-looking boot.
Yeah. Oh, man.
The Pulse was such a good silhouette, too.
Right. Yeah, that's just one of the ones where, like, I think we said it, or you've been saying it all year, where this current Pred in this generation is a tribute to the Mania, and we think that next year, like, based off of how they're going to do the striking elements or the control elements, is going to be, like, more Pulse-esque, and I'm glad.
Yeah, the Pulse is a good one. The Pulse had some, especially through the Beckham colorways. It has some bangers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great colorway. All right, give me your number 2. Let's keep going. Let's keep this train going. Man.
I'm going to try not to disappoint you. So you picked a Pred. I picked a Pred. I went with the Champagne Manias 2002.
Oh.
David Beckham as well, man.
Dude,
we're just vibing, man.
Dude, and I know that the Champagne wasn't a Beckham-only colorway, but I don't remember anyone wearing those besides Becks.
I mean, that's the most popular pick there. I mean, that's yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure people did. I just don't remember. It's like the same with the gunmetal. I always remember Becks wearing the gunmetal, but I don't remember anybody else wearing the gunmetal.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I wasn't a big Pred head back then, so you're the expert. So I'll defer to you. So maybe there are other people wearing the Champagnes, but he's just the most memorable one.
Yeah, probably. That's a good shout. That's a really, really good shout. Okay, my number 2, I went with the Adidas 2014 F50, but I went with
Battle
that.
Pack.
No, God, no. With that Yamamoto pair, the Y3. So the green, I think it's a green left boot, blue right boot, and it's got like the dragon, and it's split. So like the outside of the right boot on the inside of the left boot is like this like mechanical dragon.
Whoa.
And then the opposite is like a real dragon.
Oh my God.
Yeah, super out there fucking boots.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can get behind like your Evo Power. I could get behind. Those are cool. Those
are super cool. And he also had a yellow pair where it was like
was it a tiger?
It's like the Japanese dog. Like if you look it up, it's like a super, I don't know what they're called, but it's like in Japanese culture, and they always like stand there and they're like sitting up like a dog, and they have a ball and stuff, but they're like guard dogs in Japanese lore. But anyways, those Yamamoto dragon ones, so epic, so out there, but oh man, and like those scream Benzema to me, because Benzema used to wear those, and I was like, ooh.
Oh man, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could rep though. It's just not for me. But I see your taste all over them. We're so different. That's what makes us so good.
They scream me. Like I could wear the shit out of those.
That's absolutely you, dude. That's just I can't. I could never.
Oh, I love it. Okay, Colby. This is number one. Before we get to number one, do you have any honorable mentions that you want to just shout out?
Honorable mentions for colorway. These, of course. I mean, any launch Tiempo colorway that's come out with a white pearlized. They did it with the 8s, the 9s. I'm trying to think. Did they do it with any others? The Montebellunas. I put the Montebellunas as an honorable mention as well. Yeah, I think that's the new Endrix, just off the top of my head.
Damn, top 5? Damn, those are high up there.
Well, these are honorable mentions.
Okay, yeah. But still, like, just didn't make that. Mine is Japan Blue Manias.
Okay.
You know, I'm a sucker for that boot. And an honorable mention is the Galaxy CR7 Vapor 9s.
Galaxy. I think we've talked about these before on the pod.
We've talked about you'll as soon as you pull them up. But they're just literally like outer space on a Vapor.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like mint green accents.
Yep.
Banger.
Oh, those are cool. Okay,
Banger
those are
pair.
cool. I can get behind
Yeah.
these.
I love those. That's an honorable mention for me. Japan Blues. Off the top of my head, those are probably like my go-to honorable mentions right now.
All right,
yeah. Colby. So
Class.
number one, you better not let me down.
You know what it's gonna be.
I know what it's gonna be, but I feel like I think you know what my number one is. But just tell the people so we can all be on the same page. What is your number one colorway? I just really want to restate that so people really know what I'm saying. Colby, your number one colorway of any boot of all time.
Nike Tiempo Air Legend 2005 Ronaldinho, white gold. Favorite colorway of all time. Of all time.
You know, I'm surprised
and
with
it will
Bat
always
Legend instead of like
I love
Legend
it.
7, which had more chrome or.
No, it's a classic, dude. It's a classic boot, and there's just so many cool things at the time that, like, I remember there was a kid that I had a kid on my team that had the white ones, and then a kid that later on got like the gold ones because they had the white ones first and they flipped it over to like the gold colorway. I didn't like the gold colorway as much, but like it was the first time I had seen. Like, obviously, we'd seen, like, the David Beckham before, but it was, like, the R, the 10, the stars on the back. It was just so custom-made that it's something I'd never seen before. And it just blew my mind. And it was awesome.
I'm surprised that you didn't pick those brown Ronaldinho ones.
No. Those were are you talking about the one with the really long tongue on them?
Yeah.
No.
That are, like, slick as hell.
No.
Oh, like dress shoes.
He wanted that too. I think they made that per his request. And I'm like, Ronnie, like, what are you doing?
That was
bro?
like his exact customizations.
Yeah, that's why we don't let players do that. No, you'll wear what we give you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I do like the one that you picked. I think I'm more inclined to pick. Was it the Legend 7 that they did it again?
Yeah, they did it. Ooh, that one looks
the
so
5
good
looked
too.
Good, but I liked the 7 better.
Yeah, that's the one. Was it the 5 or the? I think the 7. I can't remember which one is going for like $600 on eBay. They might both be up there, but
yeah, because the 5. I remember that one of the cool things that they did too was when they redid the Ronaldinho Legend 5. They did the Totti Legend 5 where it was black with the chrome.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That fool put a tongue on everything. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I can't get behind the tongue on every boot. Like, if it's done like a pred, it's a little bit more, and I respect the classic Tiempos, but I prefer the Tiempos without a tongue. So.
I will say I'm with you. The only time I like a Tiempo with the tongue, ironically, is the Totti Legend 6s that are the gold with that gold tongue.
Yeah,
that one's fire.
A weird less, like, I don't want to say history lesson, but with the Tiempo is a lot of really, like, before we got to these boots by position. A lot of really cool players used to wear the Tiempo. Like, obviously, like Tati's one. Tevez used to wear him as a striker. Chicharito used to wear him as a striker. But like
Van Nistelrooy did.
Yes.
There's R9 did. Duh.
Yeah, and it's like, how can, like, we moved away from that? I want to say like around like Legend 3 is when they started becoming Defenders boots.
Yep.
And then after that, it was like done. Like, it was like only Defenders and CDMs were those.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I remember when basically it changed when they made Sergio Ramos the face, and I remember him being the face of the 4 because they always used to show that blue Legend 4. And I think he went with the Madrid kit at the time.
Yeah, him and David Lewis was more popular back then, but he wore, I want to say he was the one that wore, like, there was a white gold version that he wore a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. Yeah, but unfortunately, man, like that's when they started doing the by position thing.
Yep, yeah. But it shows how strong marketing can be. You know, we've talked about this on a lot of episodes, but I mean, to take a boot that top level strikers, some of the best goal scorers ever wore, and then be like, no, defenders wear this, and people are like, oh, okay, yeah,
right. Sucks.
No, great shout though. Mine, Nike Mercurial Superfly 3 CR7 pinstripe. I love that. I am in the biggest minority on that out of all the CR7 colorways.
Mm-hmm.
But hot damn, bold stripes on one side, the skinny stripes on the other side.
No.
When you look one side, it was one boot. When you look the other side, it was another boot. Like, whoo! I love that boot.
I respect how much you like them.
Thank you.
I could never. I know it has to match. Like, or I don't know.
It does match from one side.
Yeah. Okay. So if I'm looking at it one way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you look at me from the right, you're like, wow, Justin, those are cool. And then if you ran around me, you're looking at me from the left, you're like, whoa, Justin, did you change your boots already?
Yeah. This is why you're starting to like the Roteros so much, because they kind of do that similar type of style where it's like one thing and then halfway another thing. I can't get behind that.
It's a me thing, bro. I know. I'm out there. Yeah. We got through those pretty quick, which I'm very proud of us for.
Yeah.
Colby, tell the people where they can find you.
You guys can find me at Kick It With Colbs on Instagram and on YouTube.
You can find me at Texas Cleat Collector on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can find the posts and when we're going to post a video every week on at bootcastpod. And I think that's it for now.
I think that's it for now, man. I don't know how we wrapped up news and all of our boots in 46, 47 minutes.
Dude, we're wheeling dealing, baby. Ric Flair style. All right, well, Colby, until next week, you guys have a good night.
All right, guys. Thank y'all.